Hey everybody, we are back with part 2 of the Metal Gear Solid playthrough, and we are still getting briefed.
The chief of DARPA and the president of an arms manufacturing company.
Donald Anderson, he is familiar.
The truth is that
He is actually a character in Metal Gear Solid 3.
Must be extremely
We
important.
don't know that at the time, though. It all becomes clear. This is one of those series where you have the whole timeline. Hello, Yuna. You have the whole timeline uh, set up, and if the mic bumps, that's the cat being a cat. But you have the whole timeline in like a little flow chart, and everything makes a lot more sense. What you doing? Find a place to lay, girl. There you go. She just wants to cuddle.
Do they really have the ability?
She's such a good girl.
They say they do.
Now she's kicking at the mic.
The serial number of the warhead they plan to use.
They gave us the serial number of the warhead they plan to use. Was confirmed, I'm afraid so.
At the very least, they've got their hands on a real.
So they have a real weapon at the very least. They're not. Liquid and his team, they're not playing in this. They're actually pretty decent, being the evil terrorist bad guys, right?
The safety control system built into all nuclear weapon systems.
Hey, stop kicking the mic.
We can't rest easy. Why not?
Just lay there and be adorable.
The chief knows the detonation code. But even if they have a nuclear
She's cute, but she's destructive. Like, you can't leave your toilet paper or paper towels at a level that she can reach, because she just like bites them and tears them apart.
You can get anything if you have enough money.
Which, she's an old kitty, an old kitten basically, so she's playing, but it's funny, she'll walk around with a little, like a depressed look about her, like if I catch her doing it, but I'm like, those paper towels cost 60 cents. I'm not mad at you.
I know there was an exercise going on at the time they revolted. They're heavily armed, I'm afraid. What about their battle experience? The 6 members
Trying to be a little closer to last. This blue snowball is a good mic, but it picks up a little differently. Hey, you kicked it.
The others are next generation special forces.
It picks up a little differently than like a headset mic would, right? Headsets are like straight on volume, you know what I mean? Where these are, hell, this has ambience and environment shit to it.
So what exactly are they?
Captain McMuffin's mic is fucking awesome. By the way, he gave me this one. He's like, yeah, you can just have it, and I don't think I ever gave him like $50 for it. I should when I see him again. Should be soon. His lady wants to hang out too. She's a cool person, good friend. They've been super nice to me with the whole breakup thing going on, and relax. We're not playing right now.
The military has been working towards identifying.
Again, she's an old kid. She just wants to play all the time.
Making effective soldiers. There are genes.
Excuse me.
And using gene therapy.
Gene therapy.
Those genes into
I promise I am paying attention.
I'll explain this part. With gene therapy, we can remove those.
One of the reasons I love to do like this commentary style is because I can just talk about shit. How I feel. I've talked for people, subscribers that have been here from the beginning. I've talked so much of my fucking life to you. It's ridiculous. Like when I'm transferring jobs, which I'm ashamed to say I've had a lot. There's really two that spoke to me, though. I got one of them right now. So, fortunately, I have a platform to stand upon of a job that'll always have pay for me, and I always bring home at least like $800 a paycheck, which for my living expenses, that's a pretty decent pay. I have like an extra $300 to $400 a month basically to spend.
You don't mean big boss.
That's right.
I have reduced my shit religiously, like car insurance, and it's sad to say, like being single has done this, but car insurance down, cable, turned off all the shit I didn't watch, down, and cut in half, electric bill going down. Now, if I get this AC unit that I want to put in, it might go back up. But it's within the acceptable deviance, you know.
The strongest soldiers don't become what they are by acquiring their skills
The
through experience.
strongest soldiers don't become what they are by acquiring the skills through learning or experience. I disagree wholeheartedly, Naomi. That is one of the things this game preaches is genetics and predestiny and all this stuff. And it is bullshit. It is that would imply nature over nurture. It's all about nurture. And I'm saying this as a sociologist, and I'm saying this as just a philosopher too. Nurture is way above nature when it comes to determining the way someone lives their life and what is recessive and dominant in their personality. Like, yo, you have a predisposition towards alcoholism in your family. Yeah, but I'm not a fucking alcoholic. And that's not just because I don't drink anymore. It's just because I exercise fucking control because I've been taught that way.
Mercenaries?
Yeah,
Bad example, probably.
most of them were from a merc agency that I think you're familiar with.
This is an interesting point. The genome soldiers they brought in were all soldiers from outer heaven.
The military just bought
Big Boss's crew that, Snake kind of had to sneak and weave his way around in his previous
yards
missions.
at Force 21 and retrained. If you ask
Which is what's crazy is in later games you actually
me, it should be called simulated soldier.
there are ways to you have a mother base that you staff with soldiers and shit, to earn money in the game to unlock more guns and stuff. It's actually a pretty cool system, all things considered. Though I prefer these classics where you just find and pick up the weapon and discover it by exploring and type shit, like more than oh you have to do research on the next level of the gun. Like don't get me wrong, I love Metal Gear Solid 5 for that, but come on now. Sometimes you just find something and you don't need to research it. Something beyond an M1911. Love that little gun too, but
How could an entire unit be subverted to rebellion?
They're calling it a revolution.
it's funny in modern little speck of modern news here. This shouldn't come out too late, long after I record these parts though. But something in the news recently is that 007 is being played by a black woman. Oh my god, the shock and the horror. I don't care. I haven't just talking about guns and stuff made me go on this 007 tangent. And because, Solid Snake could easily be a James Bond type. But when it comes to Bond, I like Connery. I like Moore for different reasons. And my favorite is Pierce Brosnan from the 90s. Yeah, I said it. The game GoldenEye is fantastic. The movie it's based on, favorite Bond movie.
Genome Army is a national secret of the highest order. We've been hoping to investigate this thing quietly.
So I'm in the camp that I don't give a shit who plays Bond. Wasn't the hugest fan of Daniel Craig as Bond, but he had some of the ruthlessness that some of the more attractive, conventionally attractive actors were missing.
Your former unit, and one that I was a commander.
Foxhound. See, this is again the audio clip here is straight out of the opening dialogue.
As good as when I was commanding them.
So they're still around.
Did you believe I had a whole playthrough of this recorded before with
Psycho Mathis,
out doing these briefings, but I feel like they really add substance to it.
beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy octopus.
It's Decoy Octopus. See him here. This is the last time we're ever going to see that face.
Shaman. And revolver ocelot. Specialist.
It's a motley crew, really.
Formidable gunfighter.
But
It's like a love lovely bunch of folks. Too bad.
I would say there are people that make the argument that this game has the best like boss, mini boss crew type going on, and I kind of agree. This replaying it, oh shit, this is one of those games that's like, all right. So I've replayed. I've actually only played through Final Fantasy VII once on the PS4. When I got the release. I did that last year, right? I played through 8, 9, 10. I played through 12. And, like, each time I play through it, it's like, oh man, this is my favorite for different reasons. Now, my long term favorite, I always go back to 8, and, like, 8 and 10 are my favorites of that series, right? But there's something about each game that you love every time you play through it. Metal Gear Solid's the same way for me, where, like, oh my god, one is such a good game. This is such a good game. Like, PlayStation era, graphics or whatever you want to say aside, no first person view for shooting. Like, all that aside, it's fantastic. It just makes it a little harder. And I fuck up a little bit more in this game from time to time. Every time I replay it, I'm like, oh, it's Metal Gear, but I'm not, like, ready to not have first person view. Or it feels like the guard's cone of vision is a little bit bigger in this game. Just little shit like that. But this game, the message is so good, and considering it was Metal Gear Solid, like the first, of the Solid series, and even though Kojima wanted to end it with 2, which has, been on the internet forever, but it's such a good game. It stands on its own. It can be your entry to this whole timeline and legacy.
You are now.
Like I said about 2, it's like postmodern art,
I can see it in your eyes.
really about your identity, your place in the world, values, what kind of has a similarity to Advent Children, the Final Fantasy VII movie, when it talks about like mimetic legacy and what we pass on to the next generation and how we pass that on, right?
I need to borrow your
And then 3 is just brilliant because it has the the stamina and the survival and hunting animals in the woods and the camouflage system, and it's just like all these things are introduced, and it's a really good game, and you're playing as Big Boss for the first time, spoiler, and you're in the Russian jungle, and it's just all of them. I love them all for different reasons, but I love them equally. But now we are finally starting this game. All this intro aside. So we are at like the dock area, and Snake is swimming up. David Hayter, gotta love him. I gotta check to see if the names are credited the same. I don't see why they wouldn't be, but I could have swore the guy that did Otacon is Christopher Randolph, not Christopher Fritz, but I don't know. I hope those guys are friends in real life. I hope Snake and Otacon's voice actors like barbecue together and shit. But, yeah. Right, so he's heading up his little elevator here, and there's just so many iconic kind of scenes that are set place in this game that other games like especially other Metal Gear games, pay tribute to. Kojima's really good about that shit.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
But here we are, landing.
Snake. Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface.
Yep.
But make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want
Now, after I kind of cut out of this recording, I did do some wandering around and kind of got used to the controls again. So, Snake, or Campbell's going to be like, oh, that took long and you're rusty. It's like, no, I'm not rusty. I'm just getting back into the Metal Gear Solid 1 swing of things.
Okay, I'm ready.
But that is something we will cover in the next part. So until then, this is Rose the Gamer. We'll see you next time. Take it easy. Bye bye.